All right, I am out here at a property that I am going to walk for one of my students inside of the Discount Property Investor Mastermind. He is looking at this house, so I'm out here to check it out for him. That is one of my school communities. Let's take a quick look at the outside and then we'll go inside. I just pulled up, so this is down in Crystal City in Jefferson County, Missouri. This is the left side of the house. It is pulling away right here, which has got a good amount of separation. In fact, you can kind of see, not really well in the camera here, but you can kind of see into the house a little right there. So that's not great at all. It does have a fenced in yard, and it's got a cinder block foundation, vinyl siding. Looks like the windows are vinyl but dated. Separation on this side as well. Got a good amount of separation there. You got a swing set, a deck. The deck's kind of rough. Looks functional and usable, but kind of rough. It backs up to some baseball fields, and it has a parking here with a little garage port and some more parking. So it's got off street just from where I'm at right here right now. The deck's got a little slant, kind of hard to see in the video. This corner's lower than the rest. It's not terrible, but it is slanting. I've already opened the door, that's why that's open. I moved the lockbox for him. You got some separation here. So there's definitely some settling going on here with this house. The roof is in good shape, looks pretty new. But this deck, you can see they've already tried to prop it up with some blocks. It's just kind of rough. It is fenced in. Garage door's not terrible, kind of rusty, but not terrible. The roof on this lower section is not shingled. It's like the rollout type of material. Also looks good. Now you can see that there's like some shingles that are kind of missing and or just kind of a bad job up there on that little section right there. Not a huge deal. It's minor, but just trying to point stuff out. Cinder blocks, got a little crack there, separation, vinyl siding, vinyl windows. This one here's got a bad seal. You got a boarded up window there. You don't have any fascia board here like you do over there. Kind of on the points where it starts, but it kind of stops, and that will need to be repaired or replaced. Got a boarded up window. You got separation right here. You got settling happening, a little cracks forming there. So there's definitely some settling that's happening with this foundation. And your fascia board and gutters look okay. You have soffit. Siding's peeling away right there, but that's minor. Just gonna do one more lap. You got another little crack here. I mean, it's not uncommon when you have cinder blocks to, you know, have some cracks and separation. You just don't want to see a lot of it. This is something that I'm a little concerned with here with the side separate. I mean, that's got a lot of separation going on. So we'll check out the inside when I get in. Condenser unit, super dated. It's all rusted up. I mean, it might work, but it's just kind of rough. The deck, I mean, it's really loose. It's cracked. Definitely can feel the slant. Railing's kind of loose. So, I mean, it's just old and, you know, kind of neglected. I'm gonna walk back around, do my second lap here. This little privacy fence has seen better days. The carport structure actually looks like it's in decent shape. It's got footers. Exit sign's kind of funny. Looks like it does have a garage door remote. Doesn't look like it's plugged in, or an opener, I should say. They do have the gutters connected to some, you know, downspouts to push the water away. You do got a little bit of a bow going on right there. I don't know if it's going to be easy to see in this. And that front roof line is kind of sagging. So again, it's just old. It's old and it just kind of looks neglected. You got some separation going on there in that corner again. I don't know if I pointed that out or not. So let's check out the inside. There's the fence. Here's the yard and the neighborhood. So we're walking in and they're missing the window there. That's why it's boarded up. These are aluminum windows, it looks like, in the front. Kind of the storm windows. And then there's carpet. This floor it's not soft, but it's sloping. Sloping from this being the high corner down. Again, it's going to be almost impossible to tell in a video. I notice a kind of an arch in that baseboard, which makes me think, yep, as I kind of walk this, there's a bump right there. So that's not too bad, but there's definitely some settling that's happening in that floor. As I'm walking from there to there, I can feel a slope. It's not awful, but it's sloping, so it's something to be aware of. So here it looks like is your dining room. This is your family room. This is your entry. The entryway was probably added on because that window is kind of odd right there. Here's your thermostat. Okay, so already I'm noticing that, let's see if I can show you guys in this camera. It's hard to see. You can kind of see the slope, but this door frame is leaning to the right. So again, you just got a lot of settling going on here. I can see kind of a bump in the ground right here. Door is really narrow. I mean, like really narrow. Like my shoulders are basically touching it. You do have a big closet. Floors aren't really soft, but they're sloping again. Again, it's going to be impossible to tell in a video here, but you got a little slump right there, and then it goes down, and then it just slowly kind of goes this way. So that's one of the bedrooms. Here's another bedroom. Doesn't look like this house has any power. Again, doorway, super narrow. My shoulders are, I mean, there's like this much room between my shoulder and the door. So it's just not ideal. So it's just a little 2-bed. You do have a vent there. There's the window that goes out to that little front room. You got a drop ceiling in that room. You have, looks like asbestos ceiling in the dining room and family room area. Drywall in there. Kitchen's got drywall. We'll get to that in a second. Let's check out the bathroom. Here's a little closet. Got plaster. Maybe, yeah, kind of looks like that. I don't have oh, the power is on. Okay, your bathroom. Odd to have that kind of a ceiling in this bathroom. Doorway is narrow. Toilet is right there. I mean, you can kind of see from this angle, like my shoulders are touching this door. It's just not ideal. It's old. Toilet and vanity don't look bad. The floor in here is decent. It's sloping again though. You got yourself a little closet there. Man, this shower, like, I'm like gonna hit my head on this shower here. Very tight. Very tight. So, just different. So 2-bed, 1-bath. Here's the kitchen. The kitchen's probably the nicest part of this house. Stainless steel appliances. Cabinets are in good shape. Countertops are in good shape. You got a stainless steel Whirlpool range that's gas. Looks like the backsplash was, you know, like plastic that they just tacked in with finished nails. The sink, is the water on? The water is on. Little water damage, but these cabinets are, you know, great shape for a rental. And then you just got this like little eat-in kitchen-esque thing. Ceiling's kind of, you know, it's just got a little slope to it. Got a power outlet on the ceiling here, which is kind of strange. You can see some seam lines. And then here's the back patio, your electric panel. That's probably a sub panel. My guess is they put that in so they could run power to the carport. Plywood ceiling. Got a good amount of slope out here. So it's just old paneling. Flooring's all different. Got a good slope going from the house out, going down this way. So it's just kind of odd. Here is a pantry off the kitchen. So that's the majority of the house. Let's go. You can kind of see the slope. It's sloping good from this angle. When you're in here, it doesn't seem to be as bad, but when you're looking at it from across the house, it's got a good slope going on. So there's lots of settling that's happening in this home. This is a newer, kind of new window, still dated, but it's vinyl. Okay, look, you're seeing separation here. This is the piece that I looked at on the outside that was coming off the house. So it's just odd. You got a metal door. They must have had their washer and dryer here because there's your 220 plug for your dryer. Just kind of weird. Got a concrete and then wood step. Basement. Got a washer washer and dryer hookup, a bunch of plumbing. There's your cinder block. Looks like it has a sump pump. And there's like some crawl spaces that it's going on. Water heater's pretty old and rusty. HVAC. I'm gonna go to the 1X so I can get a little more light in my lens. HVAC is pretty dated. This internal cinder block doesn't look too bad. But then you get over here and you're into crawl space. So it's just weird. You do have some steel beams. I can go back to my wide angle now. I got some light holding up a beam that's not even connected to anything here. Holding up the house. So it definitely has had somebody that's, tried to remediate some of the settling. There's another one with another beam, and that's like a 4x4. So, typically in your houses, you're gonna see much bigger beams, more crawl space. It's just odd. This floor is concrete, but it's got this like laminate. So there's another sump pump. It's kind of wavy down here. I mean, this basement's pretty unusable. It's tiny. I mean, you could use it for storage, but you got just random weird crawl spaces. And maybe that is the main, I don't see another panel down here, so maybe that is the panel that's on the wall out there. Would be my guess. PVC plumbing. And Derek, my student, had a sewer scope. So there's a yard vent from the sewer scope. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the way I look at it is, if you can get this thing for a really good deal, it might make sense. But you always, as I was telling him on our coaching call the other night, you always got to be looking when you're buying at selling, right? Even if you're going to buy it as a rental and hold it for 20 years, you're going to have to sell it at some point, 20 years later or 2 years later, or whatever, right? So it's just got a lot of odd stuff. And it just seems like it's going to be kind of a money pit. A lot of maintenance. I mean, this would probably make a better like seller finance slow flip, in my opinion, than a rental. But I still think that the price needs to be much more in line with like maybe 30 or 40 grand, 50 max. Just because of just all the oddities and all the issues. Like this door's touching the ground here. It's kind of wobbly. When you go to close it, it's not even closing. Like weather stripping may help, but it's just like, look at the settling has moved the whole frame. So yeah, it's just kind of rough, And all houses are gonna have problems by all means, but this one just seems to have a lot of issues with it only being a 2-1, and just all the problems. I would say if you can't, I'm actually gonna revise my numbers a little. I mean, I would think maybe 40K would probably be the most that I would be interested in buying this one at. You got a door that's all torn up. And oddly enough, it doesn't hit the ground, but it's got a little slope going on there. So, yeah, I mean, 60 to 65, I don't think works. So I'm gonna lock it up. I'll send the video over to you. It's just rough. It's just really rough, man. So we'll review on our coaching call, but yeah, Yeah, it's got a lot of issues. All right, wrapping up.